going on, guys? Jimmy here with One Road. Today I'm going to be adjusting my valve lash while the motor is running. If you guys follow my channel, you've definitely seen me working on my 1995 GMC Suburban before. This truck is awesome. I bought it with, I think, 30, maybe 40,000 miles on it from the original owner. It now has 66,000 miles, and I remember when I first bought it, there was a slight ticking sound in the engine. Nothing enough to alarm me, no smoke or anything out the tailpipe, just a little ticking sound. So upon doing some research, I figured out that it's actually most likely, I'm hoping it is, the valve lash. And of course, searching through YouTube, I found a couple people with videos that show you can actually remove the rocker cover and adjust the valve lash while the motor is running. This is a 5.7 liter, the Chevy 350, and it's throttle body injected. So that's what I'm gonna attempt to do today. I'm going to start the motor up, remove the valve covers, and hopefully no oil will be spraying anywhere. I've seen the other guys do it on their videos, and no oil sprays anywhere, and they talk about how this motor, you can do that. I'm really excited to do it. I'm really hoping that I can adjust the right rocker arm to get that valve lash taken care of. I'm hoping that's my problem. It's just really annoying listening to a little ticking sound as you rev the motor, especially on long trips, and we're about to head out to Los Angeles. I want to get this thing taken care of. All right, so here's my setup. I backed my truck up out of the garage, so when I start it and have it running, the exhaust is not gonna be coming into the garage. I do have my shop light up here. You can see a lot of you guys comment about that. It's actually really cool. It's a really good idea. Basically, I just have this shop light hanging from, like a hole here in the hood, and it's really light, so it doesn't like make the hood fall or anything like that. And then you turn it on and it gives you tons of light in your workspace. This is the valve cover I'm going to be starting with. I'm really hoping this is where the issue lies, because then I can just adjust this one side for now and then call it a day. I did also buy new gaskets, so if I take this valve cover off and for some reason I feel like that gasket is torched, I think I'm going to replace it with a brand new one. These things come out pretty easy. Okay, so I have all 4 bolts off. Now I just have the task of trying to remove this valve cover. Okay, so obviously the valve cover is on there pretty good. It's not just gonna come right off because, it's been on there since 1995. It's gonna take a little bit of persuasion to get this thing off. There we go. Let's see. Okay. Hearing it, here we go. Okay, there's the bottom. In order to get that valve cover off, I did have to remove the air cleaner. Once I removed that, the valve cover had enough room to come off. So you don't need to remove anything else but that air cleaner. Once you remove that air cleaner, you can get that valve cover off. All right, guys, there is the rocker arms. The valve cover is removed. Wow, I've never actually been this deep into my motor. Not that, this is that deep, it's just taking a valve cover off, but I've never done it. So it's really interesting to me to see this. Everything looks good. I don't see any breaks or any like premature wearing or any breakthroughs or anything like that. I think what I'm gonna have to do is start the motor up, hope that I don't get any oil spray. And then these are the nuts right here that I'm going to be attempting to tighten, and hopefully this all goes well. Also, I wanted to point out this gasket that's on this. I mean, this thing looks good. I don't see a reason to change it. I mean, this thing looks perfect. All right, I'm definitely going to take some precautions against oil spray. I'm gonna cut up this cardboard box and also put some of this paper underneath my truck. So if there is any oil spray, I don't mess up my garage. All right, I got some cardboard wedged in here, and really that's just gonna help me to, number one, know if there is any oil spray. That way you guys can see it spraying on the cardboard there. And number two, I mean, if it does happen to just go crazy right after I start it, I can kind of protect some stuff and then turn it back off. All right, so the motor's running, and you can see, let me back it out here. We don't have any oil spray, none. Pretty cool. All right, guys, well, I have haven't been able to get that clicking sound to come up. You can see oil on the cardboard, and that's strictly because I've been revving the motor. I knew that would happen. That's one of the reasons why I put that there. Other than that, I mean, just having it idle, you'll get a couple little drips here and there, but not really much. I have not been able to replicate that ticking sound. Like I said, this is a 5/8 socket that I've been using, and all you're doing is you're putting it right on the nut there, and you're loosening it up until you hear it click. Then you're tightening it up till that clicking stops, and then you go about 3/4 of a turn from there to tighten it up. So I did these first two, and I did this one over here, and they all seem really nice and really tight. I don't hear clicking even when I'm revving it up. So I'm just gonna stop while I'm ahead. I don't wanna cause any more issues. Maybe I took care of it. It sounded like when I was revving it up in the beginning that the clicking sound was coming from these two over here. So I adjusted those two, even though they didn't seem like they needed adjustment. I'm hoping that somehow, some way that took care of the ticking sound. I guess I'll know once I start driving the car. Well, shoot, man, I don't know if I did anything. And it kind of scared me, to be honest, that I was gonna screw something up because I didn't hear the ticking with the valve cover removed. I revved it up, I didn't hear any ticking. So all I did was I loosened where I thought the ticking was from. I did hear some slight ticking when I revved it real high, but I kind of pulled back on the revs because it was spraying oil. So I thought the first two rockers were where the ticking was coming from when I put my ear up there. So I adjusted those two. I loosened them up till I heard it real loud on idle, tightened it back up to where the ticking stopped. Then I gave it about a little more than 3/4 of a turn. I did notice that to loosen it till it actually ticked on all the three or four valves that I adjusted, it took a full revolution to get the ticking to come. So I think that if you are doing this sort of adjustment, or you do have a ticking and you know that's what it is, once you get the ticking to stop, I would give it a full turn, at least 3/4, probably a full turn, but don't take my word for it, do your own research. I was afraid I was gonna mess something up in my motor. I tend to create more problems for myself, if you know what I mean. Total side note here, but I recently changed my air filter and I just got like a cheapy Fram. I mean, this thing seems so cheap. I don't know if that matters or not. The pleats, there's not a whole lot of pleats in there, and it's pretty flimsy material. It doesn't seem like it would really hold up, but I mean, I don't know, what does it really need to hold up to? This, on the other hand, is a AC Delco unit, and it seems much more sturdy and firm, and it does seem like there's more paper in there, more pleats and all that stuff. So I'm guessing that would allow more filtration. Do any of you guys know between Fram or the AC Delco units which you would prefer? Comment below, I'd like to hear it if you have a suggestion. Well guys, I'm sorry I didn't get to show you the actual wrenching on the valves. I wish I did. That's kind of the whole purpose of this video. When I had my camera set up, it was vibrating so bad from the actual motor that the shot was ruined. And I'm gonna go ahead and button this thing up, take it for a cruise, and see if I can hear any ticking anymore. All right guys, peace out.